If you look back just 40 years, China was a nation largely defined by poverty. Its economy, in the late 1970s, was smaller than Italy's. Most of its vast population lived in rural villages, working the land with basic tools, far removed from the modern world. The idea that this nation would one day challenge the economic dominance of the West seemed like a distant fantasy. But within a single generation, China has engineered one of the most astonishing transformations in human history. It has pulled hundreds of millions of people out of poverty and established itself as the world's second largest economy, a global force that can no longer be ignored. This incredible journey wasn't an accident. It was the result of a deliberate and monumental shift. The nation opened its doors to the world, embracing market-oriented reforms while maintaining firm state control. What followed was an explosion of growth that reshaped not only China, but the entire global economic landscape. Entire cities rose from what were once quiet fishing villages and farmlands. Places like Shenzhen transformed from a small town into a sprawling metropolis of over 17 million people, becoming a symbol of China's ambition and its relentless drive to catch up with, and even surpass, the developed world. Central to this rise was China's emergence as the world's factory. It began by manufacturing simple, low-cost goods, the toys, clothes, and electronics that filled store shelves across the globe. For years, the Made in China label was synonymous with cheap production. But that narrative has fundamentally changed. The country has systematically moved up the value chain, mastering complex high-tech industries. Today, China is a leader in producing everything from advanced semiconductors and electric vehicles to sophisticated medical equipment, controlling vast and intricate supply chains that the rest of the world has come to depend on. This manufacturing prowess is now supported by a massive domestic market and a growing middle class with an appetite for consumption. China now accounts for nearly a third of all global manufacturing, a staggering figure that highlights its central role in the world economy. The country is no longer just assembling products designed elsewhere. It is creating its own brands and technologies that compete on a global stage. This evolution from a low-wage workshop to a high-tech innovator marks the first chapter in a story of unprecedented national ambition and achievement, setting the stage for an even more dramatic ascent. To understand the sheer scale of China's transformation, you only need to look at its infrastructure. The country embarked on a building spree of historic proportions, constructing the physical backbone of a modern superpower at a pace the world has never seen. To put it in perspective, between 2011 and 2013 alone, China used more cement than the United States did in the entire 20th century. This wasn't just about building factories, it was about creating entire ecosystems for a modern society. From gleaming skyscrapers that can be erected in weeks to colossal bridges that span vast rivers and deep gorges, this relentless construction has reshaped the very geography of the nation. Megacities, some with populations exceeding 20 million people, are now connected by a web of modern highways and state-of-the-art airports. This physical infrastructure was a critical component of the government's long-term strategy. By building ahead of demand, China ensured that its cities and industries would have the capacity to grow without being choked by logistical bottlenecks. This forward-thinking approach stands in stark contrast to the often delayed and politically gridlocked infrastructure projects seen in many Western countries, giving China a significant competitive advantage. Perhaps the most iconic symbol of China's infrastructure might is its high-speed rail network. In just over a decade, China built the largest and most advanced network on the planet, with over 40,000 kilometers of track, more than the rest of the world combined. These sleek bullet trains, traveling at speeds up to 350 kilometers per hour, have revolutionized domestic travel, connecting major economic hubs in a matter of hours. A journey that once took a full day by conventional train can now be completed in the time it takes to watch a movie, knitting the vast country together like never before. This network is more than just a transportation achievement, it is a statement of technological prowess and national will. The system was built through a combination of acquiring foreign technology and then rapidly innovating upon it, a strategy China has applied across many sectors. The ability to plan, fund, and execute such a massive project in a short time frame demonstrates the power of its centralized governance model. While other nations debate the cost and feasibility of high-speed rail, China has already built a system that is the envy of the world, fundamentally changing how its 1.4 billion people live and work. While China was building its physical world with concrete and steel, it was simultaneously constructing a digital empire that allowed it to leapfrog over entire generations of technology. In the West, the transition from cash to credit cards and then to digital payments took decades. China, however, largely skipped the intermediate steps. Instead of relying on plastic cards, the country jumped directly to mobile payment systems. Today, platforms like Alipay and WeChat Pay are ubiquitous, used for everything from buying luxury goods in a high-end mall to purchasing vegetables from a street vendor. This cashless society is one of the most advanced in the world. This technological leap was made possible by the rapid and widespread adoption of smartphones and high-speed internet. The government made national connectivity a priority, ensuring that even remote areas had access to the digital world. This created a fertile ground for innovation, allowing tech companies to develop services for a massive, digitally native consumer base. Chinese tech giants like Huawei, which became a global leader in fifth-generation telecommunications, and ByteDance, the creator of TikTok, are no longer imitating Western companies. They are setting the trends that the rest of the world now follows. This digital transformation is guided by the steady hand of the state. The Chinese government uses detailed 5-year plans to set long-term national goals, identifying key industries for strategic support. These plans have directed immense resources toward areas like artificial intelligence, quantum computing, robotics, and green technology. By coordinating the efforts of state-owned enterprises, private companies, and research universities, the government ensures that the entire nation is working toward the same strategic objectives. This unified approach accelerates progress and allows China to mobilize resources on a scale that is difficult for market-driven economies to match. Education has been the bedrock of this technological rise. Rooted in Confucian values that prize learning and discipline, China's education system produces millions of graduates each year, with a strong emphasis on science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. This creates a vast and ever-growing pool of skilled engineers, scientists, and technicians. With a population of 1.4 billion people, even a small percentage of high achievers translates into tens of millions of talented individuals who are driving the country's innovation engine, ensuring that China has the human capital needed to compete in the industries of the future. As China solidifies its position as a technological and economic powerhouse, its influence is expanding far beyond its borders. The most ambitious expression of this is the Belt and Road Initiative, a massive global infrastructure development strategy. Through this project, China is financing and building ports, railways, highways, and power plants in over 60 countries across Asia, Africa, and Europe. While presented as a project for global economic cooperation, it also serves to extend China's economic and political influence, creating new markets for its companies and securing vital trade routes for its future. This global push is matched by a drive to become a leader in cutting-edge innovation. The era of China simply copying Western technology is over. Chinese companies are now at the forefront of creation, pioneering new technologies and business models. This ambition extends even to the final frontier. China's space program has achieved remarkable successes, including landing rovers on the Moon and Mars, and constructing its own permanent space station, Tiangong. These achievements are a powerful symbol of the nation's technological capabilities and its aspirations to be recognized as a true global superpower. However, China's continued ascent is not guaranteed. The country faces a formidable set of internal challenges that could threaten its future growth. Perhaps the most serious is its demographic crisis. Due to the one-child policy, which was in place for decades, China's population is aging rapidly, and its workforce is beginning to shrink. This demographic headwind creates immense pressure on the nation's social safety net and could act as a significant drag on economic dynamism. A smaller, older population may struggle to maintain the high growth rates of the past. Furthermore, after 4 decades of breakneck expansion, China's economy is slowing down. The country is grappling with high levels of debt, particularly in its real estate sector, and growing inequality between its wealthy coastal cities and poorer inland regions. The government's tight political control, while effective at mobilizing resources for large-scale projects, also stifles dissent and creates uncertainty for private enterprises. How China navigates these complex challenges: an aging society, a slowing economy, and the tensions of its political system will ultimately determine the next chapter of its extraordinary story.